And so we're going to kind of go through all that, some things that are coming up that you'll want to take advantage of. And also toward the tail end, if you know, we thought we'd kind of go through the DocuSign and getting paid and again, because that's something that you'll, probably one or two times will kind of be a little frustrating, but then after that, it's just going to become second nature again. And what I'm seeing as I've attended some of the trainings is the neatest thing about it is it's all in one place. Everything from when a lead comes in and you turn that lead or you input that client that you start working with, and to working with them to then go into that one spot and pulling in your documents to write the contract or take the listing, and then it gets under contract, you go to the one spot. So we're building the platform to where literally you got one place to go to handle your entire business. And it literally feels like that now. That was always the vision with this KW command. That was always the vision. And it's kind of neat to now see that with this kind of one of the ending pieces of the commissions and green sheets going away and handling the transaction and then turning in your documents to get paid, and that it's all in one place. That's a big deal. That's going to save time and money and energy from going to different places and different sites when you can start generating business from your command so pretty cool stuff. We're just pumping out a lot of trainings on that right now. So we'll get into that here in just a second. Yeah, tell me something good. What's going on good, whether personal or business? What do we got going on? Who's got something that's good to share? Any good family stuff going on, business stuff? Amy, you're smiling. Come on.
We have 14 under contract right now with our team, and the PC program is just got another one under contract, which is good. And my kid just came home and picked up her cap and gown.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. My son just graduated from Indiana State last weekend, and my daughter graduates in a couple weeks from high school. So it's been, they're all 18 and above, and my job's done. Get out. They made it to adulthood.
Hey.
I'm out, tapping out. That's good. I'm done.
Just wait.
Debbie, did you say something?
Yeah, I told her to just wait. You think it's over, but it's not.
All right, cool. Anybody else have anything good to share?
I just saying they're adults, and I'll say they're adults, and it's not my responsibility.
All right. All right, well, let's get going. So,
Craig.
Yeah, just kind of.
Craig, this is Anita. I've got,
Anita.
I had my first in the middle of a pandemic closing on Friday. So that went well. And I've got my first listing appointment in the middle of a pandemic today. So
Good. That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, definitely a lot of our agents have been busy and continue to work through this. So we just got to work a little differently right now, which Bob will kind of talk about here in just a little bit when he gives his work update. But it's being safe and being smart, and so yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's jump over here. So just talk a little bit about the Market Center rollout. You know, we're easing in. And so for the month of May, after that week of leadership only, now we've got KW associates that are coming in. And it's been good to see people. It's been good to have conversations again. And we're just asking, not for yourselves necessarily, but maybe that too, but then also just other people, that when we're in the common areas that we do wear our masks. And we're going to, do that for the month of May. And then we're going to evaluate as it gets closer to June, which is getting closer to June. So we'll be kind of communicating that out, of what that looks like. But, I was listening to, and it's all over the board what everybody's got different opinions about that. What we're just asking, we've got people and agents and staff within the market center that, that have underlying conditions. Sometimes we may not know that. I may have an underlying condition that people don't know about. That the masks help that if we are carrying something from that spreading. So it is important that we do wear those masks in just in the common areas. Once you get into an office, if you've got an office, then do that. But just we just ask you to be mindful of that. And it's not just about us; it's about others. And it's just a period of time where we'll have to kind of go through that. Does anybody have any questions about office access and how that works and everything? Does anybody have any questions specifically around that? Okay. So the drop box is outside, so we've got a Keller Williams label on it. So if you've got clients that need to drop something off, or an agent needs to drop off earnest money, there's a black mailbox on the left of the main entrance door. So that can be dropped off, and we check that a couple times a day. So we'll definitely be doing that as well. All right, Bob, you just kind of want to give us an update just on for all the agents out in the field that are showing properties, that are meeting with clients, just what that's looking like now, and just some advice from our broker, Bob.
Sure. So now we can do in-person showings, but there's a couple of things that we need to do if we're going to do that. So first of all, Governor Holcomb says if you can do virtual showings, please continue to do that. But in the event that you have a client who wants to bear and go through the property, I certainly understand that. So all we're asking you to do is this, again, from Governor Holcomb: please wear a mask. Also carry some hand sanitizer with you. If you walk into a house, you should try to take your shoes off, ask your clients to take their shoes off, so that we don't carry anything in from the outside into the property. And then I would continue to ask my clients to try not to touch things. Just walk through the house with your hands in your pocket. And then you, as the agent, be the one that touches anything that needs to be. And then please sanitize whatever that is that you've put your hands on during the showing. I carry a UV wand, which makes it a little bit easier when you have to touch things to kind of sanitize those things and kill any germs that might be left behind by your touching it. But you can also carry some wipes. And so when you have to open up a door, a closet door, basement door, things like that, you can wipe them off after you're done. So we're just asking you just to still continue to be safe. Also ask you to please have your client sign the COVID amendment or addendum before you show them property in person. We're still doing that. So sign the form and just be careful. Practice social distancing to the level that you can on an in-person showing. Keep in mind, you can't let your clients run free and loose in the house. You're keep an eye on them. That's our job. So just do the best you can with that. And I think probably maybe by the 1st of July, we'll maybe be done with some of the extracurricular things that we have to do in order to show a property.
Yeah. And Bob's teaching a class, contracts, next Friday, May 29th, just contracts and forms. So those are always good to go to as a refresher, or if you're in forms. So there's a lot of forms out there we can be aware of, and that's your time to have Bob's attention and ask him questions about, well, what about this situation, or is there a form for this? So make sure you've got that on your calendar. And then also around regarding the masks, we do have masks for use, disposable mask. Well, you can you keep them once you've used them at both upstairs entrances. So you can grab one if you're like me and you're like, I left my mask at home. So that comes handy. All right. Our builders, we like to give our agents who represent builders, if there's any new updates or anything they kind of want to talk about, if there's any of our agents who have anything they'd like to kind of share. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but I just want to give that opportunity to our builders who work with us and give us a lot of inventory to sell. It's nice to have a great representation of builders. And if I've got any builders on here that we need to put on here, please let me know. Yeah, when you can. But anybody like to share here?
Yeah, I'll just throw out, Craig, what I've said a few times, and we've actually started breaking ground on the new development back in Danbury Oaks. And I'm sending all of the agents an email right now with that plat. So you actually all are getting it right now. So if you have any questions, please let me know about that. We're having conversations. We're actually having a conversation tonight about one of those. They're going to be garden homes, slabs. Some of them will be slabs with a bonus, somewhere probably in the 240s, 250s is what we're looking at, anywhere from 1450 to 1550 square foot. We think they're probably going to go pretty quick, especially with the low inventory in that price range. So if you want to go ahead and set up a conversation with us, just let me know. We always say it's about a conversation. So we don't pressure anybody. We don't push any contracts or anything like that on your clients. We just kind of want to know what their dreams are and see if we can make it happen. So we'd love to meet with them. I just sent you guys that plat. Let me know if you have any questions.
One of my favorite things about Danbury. Yeah, one of my favorite things about Danbury Oaks is, those backyard swing sets, those are expensive. Those are like $1,200 up to $3,000. Well, Danbury Oaks has a really nice play set. So your home buyer who has small children, that's $2,000 that they're not going to have to spend right off the bat because they can utilize that. So it's a nice playground.
Yeah, and it's taxpayer money as well. It's not an HOA fee. So that's actually a city park within there. So, yep.
Anybody else?
Todd's not on here, so I'll go ahead and talk about his. Doug Rawlings with Valdi LLC. We just listed this week 4 new construction homes. So actually they may have went live last week, but 4 new homes they're building will be drywalled in the next couple weeks, finishing beginning of August. But we love Doug and they're in Meyer Manor. So every time we build there, they go really, really quick toward the back of the subdivision. So he's developed all that back there and it's really nice. So that's what he has coming up. Nothing new with Witten, still working on Villages of Valley View, the luxury garden homes in Floyd County. Once we break ground on those, we'll let everyone know.
Yeah, on Doug Rawlings, what's the price range of those homes? Because that's a lower, an inexpensive, not inexpensive, but a price range that's on the not as high as usual if you want new, if you got a client looking for new construction. What's the price range there?
For sure. So the 4 2.5s are starting at $239,900. So 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 1.5 story, $239,900. And the other ones that are slab 322s, 1,500 square feet, $219,000. And then the one that's 1,300 square feet, $199,000. So Sellersburg, Silver Creek schools, and very affordable new construction.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Amy Dixon, tell us about Red Day and the success of that, and tell us about the productivity coaching program for those that might have some interest in learning more about that.
Well, Red Day was surely different this year. Ethan and I and the culture committee just kind of scratched our heads. We thought we were going to have to postpone it, but when Mo explained to us that we were not postponing it, we figured it out. And it's one of the things that Craig said this year. I think we impacted more people this year than we ever have. And I think I'm just tickled to death. We impacted 8 small businesses, 2 hospitals, 2 places that house kids and young moms, and gave them lots of stuff. And it was just, Red Day always makes me feel good, but this one, I think we just got to spread a lot of love. And on top of that, we shared $10 gift cards with 75 people out in the community. So there are so many ripple effects of all the good that we were able to do. And I'm just thrilled to death with it. And I thank everyone who either donated and sent stuff to Child's Place or Jacob's Well. I appreciate everybody who gave out gift cards. And I know the small businesses that we helped were appreciative of just the $100 worth of gift cards that we bought from them, or the food that we brought from them. And I will, just from personal experience, my daughter came home and from working that day at the hospital, and she was just thrilled to death. And the nurses were all excited just to have some really good pizza from Bubba's that day. So it was awesome. So yay to us, yay to you all for helping. That was wonderful. Productivity coaching program, we are doing very well. We would love for you, if you make under 75,000 GCI in a year, I'd love to talk to you. That's what I can do to help. I can get you to that capper status, and then it's from $75,000 to $150,000. We encourage you to be in breakthrough MAPS coaching, and if you make over $150,000 GCI, you should be in MAPS mastery coaching. Gary Keller has said often lately that we should be cutting expenses, but doubling down on coaching. So if you fall into that category, I would love to talk to you, because right now is the time to gain market share. And another thing he said that's hit me in the face like a ton of bricks is that if you are waiting for this to pass, if you are waiting for this COVID to pass or this time to pass, what is passing is opportunities. So now's the time to make a move. And you know, we're going to be doing a kind of a video tomorrow to tell you the good things that are going on in productivity coaching. But come on, let's go. It's not time to be sitting and waiting. It's time to take market share.
There's a lot of opportunity out there. I remember my first job when I was in youth ministry. It was $22,000 a year. And straight out of college, I was like, man, that's a lot of money. I've never had that much before. And then did that for 5 years and got into real estate. And then it was like, okay. And then seeing through coaching, just what are ways to grow your business. So that's awesome. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Just to kind of share a little bit about Market Center assistance, just through this time, and some of the things that we've done. We waived April's office rent, and then we also took the $85 monthly KW cost in April down to $40. We didn't charge for Syra listing fee because Syra charges each agent. We absorbed that for you in the month of April, and we didn't do any copy fees. So we kind of wanted to partner with you in this challenging time. So in April, we want to continue with that. And then the ALC we're going to convene and talk tomorrow about other things that maybe, that we can continue to do into June. So waived half of office rent in May, still keeping that cost from 85 down to 40. And then also something we're going to talk about the ALC, like as we did the Facebook ad campaign and we gave you money for, looking at doing that again. Command postcards is crazy awesome. We did a training on that last week. So we're looking at doing something like that again with postcards and then Facebook ads again. If you participate in a short training around getting better at it, we can give you a credit to do some postcard mailings and some Facebook. So ALC is going to be meeting on that and talking about some things tomorrow to continue to help. All right. Couple things with Thomas. On the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays, he does a command training where he gets in there and really goes in depth on some things with command. A lot of agents having a lot of success right now with Command and generating leads. It's kind of crazy. I get a notice when the Big Red Team gets a lead from it, and it's just like nonstop, just notifications of leads, and it's pretty cool. So so go to those, make those a priority, go to and learn this, ease into it. And I love what Gary Keller said yesterday. Gary was on the Bold Pivot yesterday, and he says, you know, look at what you need in your business, then identify where in Command can it do that, and then just learn those things. And then get in there and learn where the trainings on those, and then do those, and then gradually, because Command can do probably 20 different things for your business, if not more, but identify what's the one that fits your business. And then Thomas, just with notice, he can schedule a private session with you or a group of people on some specific things, and he's definitely willing to do that. Thomas, do you have anything you want to share?
No, yeah, trainings have been going great. You know, despite not being able to get together, we've been still having them on Zoom. So, you know, let me know if you guys have any questions. That's what I've been doing with setting up one-on-one appointments as well. Let me know, you know, an hour block that you have over the next few weeks, and we'll jump on Zoom together and work through any obstacles that you're having. Right now, as you know, as a market center, we're kind of making a few transitions. One to DocuSign. Sean's kind of headed up that section of the transition, and then I'm heading up the commissions area. So if you have any questions at all on the commissions tab, the new green sheets, how to submit you know, your commissions in Command, please let me know. I'd love to help you with that, and that's what we're going to be training on for the rest of this month. So come to the classes. It's a pretty easy process, and I think everybody who's done it, Craig, has honestly felt like it's much easier than green sheets. So
Awesome.
yeah, we love it.
All right. And so this is kind of like what Thomas just mentioned about Sean and kind of getting you all up and going on DocuSign. I went to one of the first trainings on that, and it's very comparable to .loop. A lot of things I like even better, and even thing I like the most is it's all in one place. So so this is what's coming up on May 21st, which is tomorrow at 5 o'clock. All these links have been emailed to you, so you have them there. They're on our Facebook page. So May 27th at 3, May 29th. And then to go even deeper, Sean's doing a training on May 27th for teams, director of operations, on creating your own templates of some things. So, and I just want to give a kudos out to our leadership team. They're just doing such a good job of getting things in place and putting systems in place, getting you all what you need. We're here for you. That's our big focus, is we want you to have a great experience and growing your business. And we're striving for that every day. So thank you, Sean and Thomas and Amy and Roger and Bob and just everybody. So, so yeah, that's coming up. Investor series. We got Jason Rundell with Derek today. I want to give just a shout out to Derek Elbert. You know, this is just something that he's passionate about. It's a big part of his big why in his business. And he gets this information, and he doesn't just keep it for himself. He puts time and energy and work into bringing you some, and I've been a part of some of them. Unfortunately, I got a meeting today. I won't be a part of this one, but he's bringing this to you once a month, organizing these speakers to come and learn how can we build passive wealth and income, additional income outside of just selling houses. So Derek, do you want to share anything here?
Sure, Craig, I'm happy to. So my perspective is, maybe you're in a place where you guys don't want to invest, yet you may be in a place where you know someone that wants to invest. And so you can invite them to this, use this as leverage so that way you can provide value to them. You know, the ultimate goal and the vision and mission of this event is really just to open that conversation. It doesn't tell you everything that you need to know about it, but it does open that conversation and hopefully gives inspiration, gives tools, tactics, models, so that way anybody that desires to move forward can. Thanks, Craig.
I mean, what Derek and your market center has done here, but you know, more credit to Derek, is, I mean, he's literally providing you a tool to communicate to your database and say, hey, if you're interested in investing in real estate, you know, once a month, you send that to your whole database. Holy cow. What a amazing thing. So Derek, thanks so much for your commitment to that.
Happy to do it. Thanks, Craig.
There's a lot of stuff here. We do a technology orientation, Sean. I think it's once a month. But if you want to get making sure your things are branded correctly, more about your KW tools and your apps and your trademarks and all that stuff. This is kind of what's covered in that half-day interactive class. That's on Friday at 1 o'clock. So, and we've emailed this out a couple times. It's on your Facebook, our Facebook page. So, another great opportunity there to learn. Same thing here with the KW Connect. You just go to your education, click on Connect Live right here, and then that takes you to this week's training all the way up through Friday. There's some good stuff there. So every week KW is bringing you some things. Our education committee, so Olivia and Mike Schoonover, just want to thank you guys for bringing this Ops Boss coaching. So this is a high level training to teach admins, and we want to support our admins because they support our agents. So the education committee's done a great job of bringing some great stuff, and so this is going to be awesome. It's in July. We're going to have it here in the Market Center. So by then we'll be able to hopefully do that. Definitely, and here's a great way you got somebody who has a team that you're friends with that's not with KW, bring them, show them, what kind of things that we're providing. Build your profit share. And Matt Fedek, Agent Financials, is pushed back. We're rescheduling that in September. So that's just kind of getting real good around knowing our numbers around our agent financials. So that'll be happening still. Birthdays start today. Happy birthday today to Savannah Gamble. Today's actually her birthday. And then the rest of the week, I don't think it wouldn't give me whose birthday was in May before this, but so I've got from today on. So happy birthday to everybody there.
Mine was yesterday, Crystal. Mine was yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Crystal.
Thank you.
I saw that cute picture of you and Sean online. That was good.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so I'm going to turn it over to Sean, and she's going to kind of, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and she's just going to share some great things about this all-in-one platform. And I'll just let her take over and talk about what she's going to talk about. And then we'll wrap up. This will be kind of where we wrap up with everything with this.
Happy birthday, Boo. Can everybody see my YouTube channel up here?
Yes.
Thumbs up. Awesome. So I wanted to start with this because we have been building a really great resource for all of our agents. It has command training, DocuSign training, contracts and forms training, higher level training from our region. So if you have not already subscribed, I give you this task for today, this challenge, if you would. If you type in our hashtag KWSoIN, it will bring up our YouTube channel, and then you can open up that channel and be able to see all of our great training classes. Excuse me, I'm a little congested today. I don't know if it's allergies or a sinus infection or, whatever. Spring has sprung. So if you go into our playlist on our YouTube channel, I have everything organized to make it easier to find the content that you want. So we have partner meetings, all of our KW Command, our great training with Craig and Thomas and Jay. Thank you guys so much. Are up here in KW Command, so you can go in there and see everything. One thing I wanted to show you about YouTube, which is a little weird, is you don't want to just click on the title of a playlist. You want to make sure that you come down here and click on where it says view full playlist, and that way it will give you a table of contents, as you will, of all of the trainings that are available. If you click on the title, it's just going to start playing whatever video was uploaded last. So let's get started. In our weekly announcement email that I send out on Mondays, there is a link to our KWSoIN Resource Center. And in there, it has this document for converting over to DocuSign. So the first thing I want to show everyone, and I'm going to show you in the training manual just so you can see how it's set up to help you. And plus, I've already connected mine. The very first step you have to do is you have to connect DocuSign to Command. That way the two talk to each other and you'll be able to share documents and detail information back and forth between your Command opportunities and your documents that are housed in DocuSign. One thing I want everyone to take note of is you have to start the process in Command. Please do not go into DocuSign and try to create a free account. We are not living in the free DocuSign account world. We're also not living in the Syra DocuSign world. We are living in Keller Williams DocuSign world. So you have to start your setup in Command. It's super easy, and I have step-by-step instructions in this training manual here. So if you start by logging into Command, and you click on the arrow next to your name in the top right corner, you can click on Settings here. It's going to take you to your applications in Command. And from this screen, you are going to see DocuSign. You might have to scroll down a little bit to the digital signature and transaction section. And you are going to come over here to the right-hand side and click on the Connect Account button. When you do that, I have all of you set up as users under our Market Center. So when you click on Connect Account, it's going to send you an email to the email address that is in Command and on our office roster. So you are going to get this screen right here. You're going to put in your preferred first name, preferred last name, and your email. And you're going to click on Send Registration Email. At that time, it's going to send you an email. You're going to log into whatever email platform you use. And you're going to look for an email that says you've been invited to join DocuSign Rooms. The inside of the email will look like this. You're going to click on this yellow Accept Invite button. It will then ask you to activate your account by typing in whatever password you want to use and selecting a security question, and then clicking on another Activate button. Next, you are going to get the Terms of Use page. So this is the Terms of Use page between Keller Williams International and DocuSign, and it basically says, that it has, the right to protect our data. All information is owned by Keller Williams International Associates, and all of those privacy statements that are, deemed necessary by the federal government. So you can either click on the customer agreement and read it, or you can go ahead and click on Accept Agreement, and then you can go back into your settings in Command. And when you authorize, so it's going to go from Connect to Authorize. You're going to choose Authorize. You're going to be given the opportunity to use your password and log into DocuSign. Again, you are going to accept. This is confirming that you are logging into a Keller Williams Realty DocuSign account. So you'll have all of our contracts and forms. You'll hit accept. And then under your settings in Command, it will now have your email address and it will say that you are connected. Okay? If you have any problems during this process, it's very important that you click in the bottom right-hand corner of Command and start a chat with support. Okay? If you have problems with that, please feel free to email or call me. I'm still here at home, but I'm still available to help you guys whenever you need. So next, I want everyone to understand our new process, because we're so used to going into .loop and putting our contacts in .loop and starting the process in .loop that we have to retrain our brain to start our whole process in Command. So if you guys want to take a picture of this, or you can access this again in this handout, when we start, we're going to start with a contact in Command. And you're going to add that contact to your sales pipeline. And then you're going to go into opportunities, create an opportunity, and then you are going to start your transaction documents in Command. So I am going to flip over to Command. And if you guys don't know how to get into Command, I hope that you'll take advantage of either the YouTube channel or the great trainings that Thomas provides. So we are in Command now. Craig, can you see my Command screen? I just want to make sure. Yes. And we're going to go into opportunities because I've already added my contacts. Come on. There we go. And then I'm going to grab one of my, let's see here. I'm just going to create a new opportunity because they might all have things associated with them. So I'm just going to do a listing really quick. And I'm going to use one of my clients. Come on. I don't know where my husband went. He was in there. Oh, I used his legal name. Sorry. And we are going to sell our house. I'm going to use the opportunity name as I would in .loop. I'm going to name it the address of the property. And a lot of times people ask me, why do I have to do that? And that is simply so that staff can go in and process your commissions easier. We, a lot of times, don't necessarily know the name of your clients or how you name your opportunities or your loops. So if we have everyone naming them the address name, it makes it a lot easier for us to process things. So I have the opportunity name in, and now I'm going to say that it's an active opportunity. And I'm going to choose that it's just listed and click on create. Whoops. I'm going to charge 7% because it's family. Okay, now before I go in and I create my documents, I'm always going to come into this property and I'm going to click on the little pencil to edit. And I'm going to type in the address name, and then I can choose it from the drop down. So now that that is in there, I can come up to the Documents tab. So I'm not going to log into DocuSign by myself. I am going to start under this tab right here. Next, I'm going to go on the left-hand side, and I'm going to make sure that the listed folder is chosen. So you'll see in these, I almost called it a loop, in your documents under opportunities, you have a listed folder, under contract, and a closed folder. This is where you can tell which of the documents are required and which of them are optional. So this is where you're going to be submitting your documents to the Market Center. So you're no longer going to be submitting them through .loop. You're not going to submit them through DocuSign. You're going to submit them right here. So we're going to make sure that listed is chosen. I'm going to go over here to the right-hand side, and I'm going to choose Start a Transaction, and I'm going to choose DocuSign. For security purposes, it's going to ask me to sign in with my password. It already knows which room I'm going into. It might not ask me because I've already been logged in. There it is. Sorry, I don't know why my internet's being so slow. I put in my password, and then it's going to create, that is my password. See, we all have password problems. And then it's going to create a new room for me. Is your tech trainer having tech problems? Come on. Ta-da. There we go. So one thing you have to keep in mind in DocuSign is your DocuSign rooms, you see up here in the top left corner, rooms are the new loops. We're getting real fancy. We're changing our vernacular. Oops, I just clicked on a button. Darn it. So when you think of loops, now you're going to think of rooms. So this is where you're going to add your documents. We have made it super easy for you, just like we did in .loop, how you had those templated forms that you could just pull in and it had all of your required documents in. So to do that, you're going to come to the right-hand side and click the Add button. And you're going to notice that you can add things from your computer. So if you have, you know, covenants and restrictions, or you have maybe the property report card or tax bill or warranties or anything like that, you can add from your computer. But we are going to always grab our forms from the second option, which is DocuSign Forms. In DocuSign Forms, you have a couple options. The first option is your DocuSign Forms library. And under your library, you're able to select forms at random from either GLAR, which is Kentucky, your Indiana Association of Realtors, the Kentucky Real Estate Commission. This is all of our office documents, so our home warranties and our agency office policies and all of that fun stuff, or any CIRA documents that you might need. What we're going to always be using is the second option called DocuSign Form Groups. So the groups are basically bundling all of our packets together for us. So you'll see that the GLAR forms are up here at the top for our Kentucky agents. And then down here towards the bottom, we have all of our Indiana forms. Commercial forms are coming soon. I haven't had time to get those wrapped up, but they are still under Indiana Association of Realtor Docs. So what did I say my opportunity was? A listing? I think it was a listing. So I'm going to choose Indiana Residential Packet. And it's going to show me all of our required and our helpful docs that we use when taking a listing. From the IAR listing contract to our KW estimated seller's net sheet, which is required, our seller's disclosure, lead-based paint, all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to choose select all. And then I really don't need the lead-based paint form. Where did the lead-based paint form go? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to uncheck that. So you can pick and choose which of the packet you need. If it says required, then it is a required form for us. And I'm going to click on the add button. It's going to transfer all of those forms into my room, AKA loop. Sometimes I still call it a loop when I'm doing DocuSign training. It's all good. And then just like .loop, if you want to be able to autofill all of your form fields in these contracts, you're going to start by going to the details. So in .loop, it was called View Details. In DocuSign, it's called Details. And you're going to come up here and you're going to click on Edit. And then you can literally fill in as much information as you want. For time's sake, the only thing I'm going to do is fill in the address for right now. But you can come down here and fill in the listing date, expiration, listing price, all of this stuff. It goes on for a long time. I'm also going to make sure, oh, this auto-filled. I'm going to make sure that my parties are under view details. That way, all of the signatures will go into your documents just like they did before. Okay. I say that because a lot of past DocuSign users, I'm one of them. It was a complaint with the Syra DocuSign that you had to drag and drop all of your signatures. You do not have to do that in Keller Williams world because we've already built those fields for you. So as long as you have the client's name, their legal name, and their email address, over here on the right-hand side, we have seller 1, and we have seller 2, and then I have myself in here as the listing agent, voila. Then all of those fields are going to automatically go in for you. So I do this all the time. Do not forget to come down here in the bottom right-hand corner and click on save, or you'll kick yourself. Okay, so it says the room has been updated, so I can go back into documents. Perfect. And I can either select all. So the select all is over here on the right-hand side. So I can select all of these to open at the same time so that I can fill out the forms, or I can just choose 1 or 2 at a time. For time's sake, I'm just going to choose 1 at a time. And then my contract's going to open up just like it would in .loop. It has already pre-filled all of the form fields that you have filled in. And please take note that on this screen, you are not going to see the signatures yet. They will be on the next screen. So you are going to make sure that you type in and you click all of the necessary boxes. So all of these check boxes are already set up for you, okay? And once you've filled in your contract form, you're going to click Save and Close. You're going to do that for all of your listing documents. And then we're going to get ready to send them out for signatures. So I'm going to grab the listing contract, excuse me, the seller's disclosure, and I'll just click on this COVID-19 addendum because we're still supposed to be using them. And then once I have everything that's needing signatures, I'm going to come up to this toolbar and I'm going to click on this pen for signatures. It's called the DocuSign button. This is going to wrap all of my forms together. This is where I can say to my client, please sign listing agreement. And I can put in the address if I need to. Next, you'll see all of the documents that you're getting ready to send out for signatures. If you missed clicking one, you can always click here to go back to room documents. Or if you need to upload an additional form for initials or something like that, maybe the client detail form, if you were doing a purchase agreement, you have the option to upload it here. And then next, you're going to add all of the people that you need signatures from. So under Add Recipients, you are going to choose the pre-tagged roles. Pre-tagged roles will already put the people in here for you, so you don't have to do any additional typing. So I need seller 1, seller 2, and myself. I could have also added Bob the broker when I was filling out my details form. So seller 1, I'm going to choose my husband, seller 2, me, and then I am the listing agent. And when I add selected, it's going to put all of my people down here that need to be signing the document. So right now they all say 1, so they're all going to receive the document at the same time. However, if you want them to go in a certain order, so for example, with the seller's disclosure, myself as the agent, I'm going to go in and sign anything that I need to sign as the agent first. I want to do that just because I want to make sure all of the forms are correct. Once I get done signing, then I can choose seller 1, Charles, to be the second signer, and then my other signer can be the second.
Sean,
So,
can I ask a
here we
quick question?
So we got
Yes,
3.
love.
On the seller's disclosure, generally we have the sellers actually fill that out, and in .loop we had to send it separately so that they could edit it.
All
Is
the
there-
boxes are in there. Yep.
Mhm.
All
But
the
if
boxes
they're
are in
just
there.
signing it, are they just signing it, or when they say to sign it, can they edit it?
That's why I always say that you should have one of the sellers fill out the listing contract and seller's disclosure first. So the second person is going, or the first seller is going to fill in all of the fields and sign it. And then the second seller is going to just sign it.
So it is when you hit needs to sign, you
Yep.
don't have to hit anything else. They're going to be able to fill out all the boxes.
Correct. All the boxes are in there now. So let's just click on next and I'll show you.
And then for those that need to jump off and hit the investor meeting, the link's been emailed. It's in our Facebook, and you just click on the link, and the password is 1234.
Yep. Thanks, guys. And this will be up on YouTube shortly. So Amy, like we said in the other day in training, all of your clients have their own color when it comes to signature fields. So, excuse me. So this is a little confusing because I'm the agent and the seller, but as the agent, I'm yellow, and then seller number 1 is blue, and seller number 2 is purple. So if we scroll down here and take a look at the signatures, you're going to be able to see that here's your seller's signature for Chuck and Sean. And then if we scroll on down to, so see how Chuck is blue and all of the seller's disclosure fields are blue. So he's going to check all of the boxes that are correct and sign, and then it's going to be sent to seller number 2 for signature. So we're trying to make the ease of use for DocuSign and improve it so it's easier for everybody to use. Sometimes you have to move the signature boxes just like you did in .loop because they're not perfect. And you can also make them smaller if you want, because some of these signature fields are real small.
Sean, this is Anita. I've got just a real quick question. So you need to know which one of the sellers is going to be completing the seller disclosure before you share it with them so that you can label them as number 2, right?
Yep, that's a good idea. Absolutely. Okay. Yep, and sometimes they'll do it together, so it really doesn't matter. But I would absolutely say, who wants to fill in the seller's disclosure? Okay. Like for our house, my husband would, because I don't know any of this. I don't take care of our house. I don't take care of our HVAC system. I don't know the difference between 110 and 220, so I just designated him as the person. So if you have any external documents, DocuSign works just like .loop does. If it's an external document that's coming from your MLS or it's coming from another source and it's on your desktop and you upload it, you are going to have to drag and drop those signatures. There is no other option, okay? So let's pretend that I needed to add a couple more signatures or initial fields. Unlike .loop, where you add the signature, then you assign it, in DocuSign, you're going to choose who first. So I'm going to choose that Charles needs to initial the bottom of this page. So I choose him from the drop down first, and then I grab whether it's a signature, an initial, a text box, checkbox, drop down, whatever it is. Then I'm going to grab it, drag it, and drop it. DocuSign for external documents does not automatically date. So if I needed a date after this initial field, I would just drag it and drop it. Okay, so pretend that this is maybe the client detail form from the MLS. When you're doing a purchase agreement, you're going to make sure you come up to the top, choose who needs to sign it first. See how it turns colors, and then you can drag whatever it is onto the page. Easy peasy, right? So there's just a couple little quirks that we have to remember. And then once we have all of our signatures looking beautiful, we click send. So once we click on send and we go back to the room, It's going to show just like in .loop that it's waiting for others. And then once everyone has signed, it's going to show you that it's completed. Once it's completed, you can then go back into Command and you can add those signed documents into this right here, into your documents under Command. This is the new way of submitting documents to the Market Center. If you haven't learned this step yet, I highly suggest that you come to Tech with Thomas, or you go to our YouTube channel and grab any command video that says compliance or commissions. And those should have this process in here. So no longer submitting for review in DocuSign or .loop. As of June 1st, we're done with that, and we'll be doing everything in Command. It makes it so much easier because everything's going to live in one place. I believe Keller Williams Realty has everything working better than it was a couple months ago. For all of my my good students out there that have been trying to use this over the past couple months, it's been very sluggish. And you've gotten the little spinny thing, right, Miss Vidito? We had a fight with Command one day, but all of that is way better now. I think we are on the road to perfection. And of course, if you have questions about Command, you can always call Thomas or myself, and we will walk you through whatever you're struggling with, okay?
All right, everybody. I hope that was helpful. And, you know, one of the things that the main thing that KW is doing is just staying ahead of everything that's going on with technology and being in front of it instead of reacting to it. So, so yeah, there's some good stuff ahead. Thank you all for being here today.
You guys have a good day. Thanks. I'm sorry. Let me see if there was any questions. One moment, please. If you had a question, hang around. Let's see here. We already created the account the first time when we talked about DocuSign last August. Do we need to disconnect and redo the account? If you connected it through Command last time, you are good to go. Keep it as is. Just make sure that you go in and test it and that you are able to see those packets that we put together for you. If not, then you will have to disconnect it and reconnect it using those steps. All right, those are all the questions. Thank you guys for helping me answer questions on the chat menu. I sometimes forget it's there. All right, you guys have a good day. If you have any questions, give me a call.
Aren't you glad that I taught Sean everything she knows?
You're the king of everything, Craig, I really. You can teach the next class. Bye, guys.
Thanks,